Well, hello again. Welcome again to another episode of Down to Earth but Heavenly Minded podcast. And I'm your host, Rish, and we're looking at the textbook for life, the Bible. And I know I kind of ended the last session kind of abruptly, but I had that article I wanted you to hear, and it was more or less instructions for teaching children. But it really brought out the fact that of the story that we read when Abraham's servant went to get a bride for Isaac, his son. Now, the session before that, we had the death of Sarah, and then we had the wedding, or the bride for Isaac. And today we're going back to the sad uh, portion of Scripture again, the death of Abraham. So with that said, I'm just going to get my scripture up here and let's just read through this chapter. It's just chapter 25, and the death, Abraham's death and his descendants. So let's kind of look through it. Abraham took another wife. You know what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to pause and I'm going to have this one read, because we look at the descendants and these genealogies with all these names, I have trouble with them, and I'll have someone read it for us. So let me just pause for a minute and I'll be right back. Okay, I have it ready. Let's listen to this chapter.
Chapter 25. Abraham took another wife, whose name was Keturah. She bore him Zimram, Jokshan, Medan, Midian, Ishbak, and Shua. Jokshan fathered Sheba and Dedan. The sons of Dedan were Ashuram, Letushim, and Leumim. The sons of Midian were Ephah, Epher, Hanok, Abida, and Eldaah. All these were the children of Keturah. Abraham gave all he had to Isaac. But to the sons of his concubines Abraham gave gifts, and while he was still living he sent them away from his son Isaac eastward to the east country. These are the days of the years of Abraham's life, 175 years. Abraham breathed his last and died in a good old age, an old man and full of years, and was gathered to his people. Isaac and Ishmael his sons buried him in the cave of Machpelah in the field of Ephron the son of Zohar the Hittite, east of Mamre, the field that Abraham purchased from the Hittites. There Abraham was buried with Sarah his wife. After the death of Abraham, God blessed Isaac his son, and Isaac settled at Beer-lahai-roi. These are the generations of Ishmael, Abraham's son, whom Hagar the Egyptian, Sarah's servant, bore to Abraham. These are the names of the sons of Ishmael, named in the order of their birth. Nebaioth, the firstborn of Ishmael, and Kedar, Adbeel, Mibsam, Mishma, Duma, Massa, Hadad, Tema, Jeter, Naphish, and Kedemah. These are the sons of Ishmael, and these are their names, by their villages and by their encampments, 12 princes according to their tribes. These are the years of the life of Ishmael, 137 years. He breathed his last and died, and was gathered to his people. They settled from Havilah to Shur, which is opposite Egypt in the direction of Assyria. He settled over against all his kinsmen. These are the generations of Isaac, Abraham's son. Abraham fathered Isaac, and Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah, the daughter of Bethuel the Aramean of Paddan Aram, the sister of Laban the Aramean, to be his wife. And Isaac prayed to the Lord for his wife because she was barren. And the Lord granted his prayer, and Rebekah his wife conceived. The children struggled together within her, and she said, "If it is thus, why is this happening to me?" So she went to inquire of the Lord, and the Lord said to her, "2 nations are in your womb, and 2 peoples from within you shall be divided. The one shall be stronger than the other. The older shall serve the younger." When her days to give birth were completed, behold, there were twins in her womb. The first came out red, all his body like a hairy cloak, so they called his name Esau. Afterward his brother came out with his hand holding Esau's heel, so his name was called Jacob. Isaac was 60 years old when she bore them. When the boys grew up, Esau was a skillful hunter, a man of the field, while Jacob was a quiet man, dwelling in tents. Isaac loved Esau because he ate of his game, but Rebekah loved Jacob. Once when Jacob was cooking stew, Esau came in from the field, and he was exhausted. And Esau said to Jacob, "Let me eat some of that red stew, for I am exhausted." Therefore his name was called Edom. Jacob said, "Sell me your birthright now." Esau said, "I am about to die. Of what use is a birthright to me?" Jacob said, "Swear to me now." So he swore to him and sold his birthright to Jacob. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and lentil stew, and he ate and drank and rose and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright.
Okay, I'll stop the reading here. And this story kind of sets the stage for where we're going to go on from here. We have these two brothers, Jacob and Esau, and we're going to see that Jacob is not a very good person. He's a conniver, but then the Lord works in his life and makes some changes, but he causes a lot to happen in Jacob's life. And Jacob is a real key player here, where Esau, we see, is the father of the Edomites, and they were enemies of Israel later on. And as the story unfolds, we see how God is working in different men in the Bible to bring about his will. Yes, we have our own wills, but yet in God's hands, things all work out the way God has planned them. That's why we have that verse, all things work out for the good to them that love God. And we will see that as we go along. But with that, this ends our reading for today, and we'll be looking at our next chapter. And we'll be changing gears now. We're moving away from Abraham, who is off the scene now, and we're going to be working on his family, seeing how God is going to work as we progress. Bye for now.